Good evening from Boston, Massachusetts. My name is Frank Allen. Tonight, Desi Ellis from Louisiana tells her targeted story on the Republic Broadcasting Network. And tomorrow night, Mike Mason and Luda Belcias. You can call into the show live and ask a question and get involved at 800-313-9443, or you can listen at 605-313-0163. And now Desi, our very special guest. How are you doing, Desi?
Oh, as well as to be expected.
How's your targeting been?
Well, my day kind of went well because I was trying to prepare for speaking with you, and they kind of left me alone. Last night was horrific. There's this thing they do now where they try to speak through me using various methods. I don't know. Where do you want me to begin?
Well, I understand you've been targeted 2 years now.
Since, well, actually, I was thinking about that today. I was made aware that they were there 2 years ago.
Okay, did you go to your speakerphone by any chance?
Yes, I did put you on my speaker phone.
Okay, can you try and go back to what you were doing? Because, or turn the speaker volume down. There's a lot of echo.
Oh, okay. Oh, what about now? Is that better?
That sounds a little better. Mike, how does that sound to you?
I can hear myself talking.
Yeah, you have to turn it down because I can hear myself talking and Mike can hear himself talking. And we're part of your loop.
Okay. What about now?
Okay. Is that better, Mike? Okay.
Okay, great.
All right. Well, you can start with this. Actually, it's going to be, I think, very new technology to our guests. And this is that blue eye technology?
Oh, yeah. Well, I worked for a company where I worked on the phone quite frequently, customer service, and I started hearing my perps while I was on the phone. They would interrupt while I was there. Some of them knew that I could hear them. Others didn't know that I could hear. So immediately I knew it was technology either being done through the monitoring room. At first I thought they didn't mute. They were monitoring me for QA, quality and assurance. And they were critiquing me. And they would say something like, "Bitch, that's not right." I would hear them, So I went to my supervisor and asked my supervisor, "What's going on? They're not muting. They're QAing me, and they're not muting." Well, to make a long story short, I would wake up. When I go to bed, my bed would be shaking, and I would feel the vibrations. I was like, this is something satanic, And a few other things would happen to me. I would wake up, and my vaginal area would be wet, and that's never had happened before. And while I was at work, I used to hear guys say, "Don't you want to be married? You're not gay." And I hadn't been involved with a man for like almost 30-something years. And I'm a lesbian. And I would hear them say, you ought to be with a man. And I would hear another man say, "Well, we don't want you on our team if you're not, as in men," that type thing. So I knew it had to be technical. I started hearing it in my car. At first, I only heard it at work. And then later, I would hear it in my car, my vehicle, and in my apartment. And so I was like, you know what? Something's not right. Because, to thine own self be true. And I know that I'm like a straightforward person. I knew that I wasn't schizophrenic or paranoid. So it has to be logical. So I started researching. And I came upon some of the techniques that they were using, the techniques that they're using is a conversion therapy, and also a technique known as reparative therapy that is no longer practiced in the United States or Western Europe because of the torture involved and the damage inflicted, including ice pick, lobotomies, chemical castrations with hormonal treatment, aversive treatment as well, such as application of electric shock to the hands, the genital area, the side, the feet, the brain, nausea, inducing drugs and biochemicals, administering simultaneously with energy weapons causing illness, stomach pains, colds, and crippling, and also creating sexual fishy gases and foul odors, causing sleepiness, creating chaos, trying to turn you against your family and you against your friends, your acquaintances. They're using Bluetooth radio frequencies. They're also using Jehovah's Witness, mental celebrity, telekinesis, black magic, and voodoo. The technology they're using, I mentioned it to you, it's blue eye technology, human monitoring. And this was generally designed to detect illnesses in the body, heart attacks, anything, lung disease, cancer, anything that could have been that could be detected in the body. It was designed to do this. The blue eye technology is so advanced. It's artificial intelligence. What they're trying to do is they're trying to create a robotic brain. And certain people are interesting to them. They connect you to the database. At most people's jobs, you're connected, especially people who go on short-term disability and long-term disability. They're definitely connected because they want to know whether or not you're just causing the company money or you're faking it. They want to know everything you do, where you go. And other people, they're interested in them because of their intellect, their brain. As I mentioned, it's a Bluetooth connection. Is not only radio frequencies. The blue eye technology is also connected to Microsoft eye gaze. The Microsoft eye gaze and the electroencephalogram. It reads minds. Voice to skull, voice to phone. The bionic eye was designed for glaucoma, to detect glaucoma. But what they did was they created a network. It's just like the Google Smart Lens, which is a contact lens. And it's connected to social media. Most of us, we have our pictures out there, our family's pictures, and everywhere. And the government has a database of almost every picture that you have. That's why Google's able to zero in on your picture, even on another page. Let's say, for example, I inherited my dad's phone. Immediately, what it did was it went into my dad died, and it went into my dad's phone. It zeroed in on my face. It realized that my dad had pictures of me on his phone, and guess what it did? It put my dad's pictures on my phone, on my account when I created my account. So also with the Microsoft eye gaze, how you know, and this is an example of how you know that it reads minds. Gleason, the Saints football player, he's a paraplegic. paraplegic. It was designed to assist them so we can communicate with them. Gleason is brilliant. He actually works with Microsoft. And that Microsoft is saying that it's an eye gaze. Like he looks at certain words and the computer generates the words, and he's able to communicate via artificial communication, But actually, the Microsoft eye gaze is reading his mind. It's a combination of all of these technologies that I've mentioned. And the Pegasus technology is the technology where they go into your cell phone, they get all your contacts. That's why when you are in the room, in the mind game, mind control, so some of the voices are familiar. That's because they have already accessed your contacts. They call your contacts up. They record their voice, and they use voice cloning. And then once they're in the cyber room, they're using a synthesizer to mimic that particular voice and make you believe that it's someone you know in the room, when it's actually probably one of your managers, your supervisors that you work for, the first person that you spoke out to or spoke back to when you became villain, when you became villain in whatever subject matter that you defended, where the government came after you or whatever, or the company came after you. Also, once they get into your phone, they just put you in what I call the mind game, mind control. And there they play games with you. I'm going to go back to the blue-eye technology.
Okay, Desi, I was curious. Your attacks are 24/7, or are they staggered, or do you get some relief, I hope? Or?
No, they're 24/7. What I do is I play the television real loud and music. They hate that, so they'll leave me alone for a while. They'll keep trying, and that's how I get my relief. Today, for some reason, they weren't as bad. They're worse here lately at night, causing me sleep, depriving me of sleep, trying to speak through me, and that is one of the worst feelings in the world, for somebody to try to take over. And what I realize they're doing is activating my brain and my vocal, my voice box, so that they can continue with the game.
We have a caller, Richard from North Carolina. He's a regular on here. He's a great guy. Go ahead, Richard.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, guys. I just wanted to come in and listening to the stories, and I enjoy listening to the people and helping as much as I can. So you go ahead, dear, and we're listening. Might have a question later.
Okay, and she has actually uncovered something new, and that's blue-eye technology, and it's fantastic.
Yes, it has. What they're trying to do is they're trying to build, really and truly, you're special. If you're in here, they chose you because you are either isolated, you have no family, something of that nature, and they like the way your mind works, or they like the way you articulate, the way you operate. What they're trying to do is build a robotic brain, that functions on its own. They're trying to duplicate you, and they take notes on everything you say and do. They want to duplicate your anger. They want you to be in a rage. I was able to, because I knew some of my perps. Even though they try to deny it, I know it's them. And I was able to, instead of having them be so evil all the time with the lasciviousness and the childish, evil, satanic things that they can say the pedophilia, the rape, and all of that, I was able to touch them in a different way by making a joke out of it, picturing cartoons and things like that, to the point where they got tired of being so evil, some of them, you know. And so, you know, some of them empathize. They hurt me, and then they're sorry, you know, that they hurt me. I try to stay prayed up, but I'm human too. So I curse them. I talk about, you know, initially they told me they raped my family. They did this to my family, and they did that to my family. So now, game's on. I talk about their family, you know, and I guess I do it in a way that nobody's ever been that way, even because I have audio. They have audio and visual on me 24/7. So they can read your mind. They can read my mind. They can see my thoughts. You know, I believe I'm connected to the mainframe at my job. It's a connection manager. It's the central system unit. They have the central system unit and also a data. Hold on a second. I'm looking at some of my notes. You're actually connected to a computer, and they want to find out a data acquisition unit component. You are connected to actually a computer with an emotion mouse as well, and this emotion mouse is connected to your heartbeat. That's why you feel your heart going, beating. You feel pressure, hot and warm and cold, and they think it's a joke. They play with you, making you very uncomfortable. There's also a temperature sensor. That's the hot and cold, and then your pressure. They play with that as well. I believe what Frank has said to me, that they don't realize the damage that they're causing. Many of them, some of them don't care. If you get real evil ones, they don't care. Like there's one particular one that's very evil, and you can feel the evil when they're there. Don't tense up.
Desi, we've got Dan from Texas. He'd like to speak with you.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Frank,
Dan.
Jesse. Hey, Jesse, have you seen the movie Minority Report?
No, I haven't. I'm new to.
You should watch it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a very interesting movie, and right in line with what you're talking about. And Frank, I called last night and spoke to you and Janet about calling our Congress critters.
Right.
So I did today, and I just wanted to report. All I got from any of them was a pre-recorded message that due to the COVID-19 crisis, they weren't available to take calls. And then encouraged you to send them an email. So I just wanted to report that and see if Jessie had ever seen Minority Report. She needs to see that movie.
Okay, you can hang on.
Have you seen
Dan,
it, Frank?
We have to go to commercial. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you so much for listening.
Everything they tell you, believe in me, I'm with the high command. Can you hear me?
As a listener of RBN, you're surely concerned about being informed and being ready for whatever may come. Please consider the following questionnaire as a soul-jarring wake-up call. If you answer no to more than 2 of these following questions, you probably aren't going to make it through any major disruption in our country. The questions were compiled by people that have been there. Are you really ready? Do you own your own firearm for the primary defense and protection of you and your loved ones? Have you ever been professionally trained to stand against life-threatening behavior? Have you ever practiced enough to fire 500 rounds during a 2 to 4 day time frame, day and night? Can you load, unload, fire, and clear a jam in total darkness? Have all the adults in your household been professionally trained? Are you, life and death, comfortable with your abilities with pistol, revolver, shotgun, and rifle? Are you aware that everything that you do to prepare for an emergency is a waste of time, money, and energy? If you haven't honed your abilities to their highest level to protect and keep what you have, do you have the repair parts that will most likely be needed for each of your firearm, and do you have the ability to install those parts? Could you completely clean every firearm you own? Are you aware that your body won't go where your mind hasn't been? In other words, without proper training, followed by regular practice, you probably will not win a gunfight. Well, how did you measure up? Take the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to start correcting your deficiencies by receiving your Commander Lifetime Membership with Front Sight Firearms Training Facility. A one-time donation to RBN for $500 will give you a Commander Lifetime Membership at Front Sight as a tremendously huge thank you bonus. See details on RBN's webpage to make it happen. The clock is ticking. You had better be ready before it happens.
Here at Republic Broadcasting Network, we have been building our online store. Well, we have been focusing on bringing you the best talk show host in the country. Here at Republic Broadcasting Network, we also want our listeners to have products they can use every day and in times of emergency. We have added new products each week to our store. Your support of this network, plus products at the best prices, is a win-win situation. Check out our new store. Go to our website, republicbroadcasting.org, and click on the online store located at the top of our website. Together, we can continue to grow RBN and help our listeners prepare for the future. Go to republicbroadcasting.org and click on our online store or call us.
800-724-2719, extension 3. 800-724-2719, extension 3.
Good evening from Boston, Massachusetts. My name is Frank Allen. Tonight, Desi Ellis from Louisiana tells her targeted story on the Republic Broadcasting Network. Tomorrow night, Mike Mason and Luda Garcias. And we look forward to meeting them once again tomorrow evening. You can call into the show live and ask a question and get involved at 800-313-9443, or you can listen at 605-313-0163. And back to Desi. Go ahead, Desi.
Yes. As I was saying, I also want to let you know that a lot of it is the advanced gaming as well. If you order the Microsoft iGaze and set it up in your computer, it'll tell you exactly what you need in order to set this up so that you can see it and possibly actually build your own. I haven't gotten that advanced where I can build my own. I just know basically, what are some of the techniques that are being used in order to cause the pain, the electromagnetic impulse pain, and what have you, what we go through. So I'm also looking at, as I mentioned, there's the study that what they were doing is they're just trying to study us because of the way we think, the way we challenge the system. They also are trying to, the worst ones, they're trying to control us. And if they believe that they'll keep going until they realize that they can't control you, and then they're just trying to have fun with you, or try to hurt you. They will try to cripple you. I'm also told that they experiment on skilled nursing facilities, the elderly. So if you have a relative that's in a skilled nursing facility, you must visit them. Well, you can't right now, but you must visit them. If you see them choking while they're trying to speak to you, they just might be in the mind game, mind control.
Okay, Desi, I just wanted to mention the brief research that I've done in the past hour or so. I've just pulled up the Blue Eye technology aims to creating an interactive computer, and this computer will act as a partner and friend to the user. So it's sort of like a bot, and realizes his physical or emotional states, gives the computer human power, provides technical means for monitoring and recording operator physiological conditions, and they're able to design smarter devices and create devices with emotional intelligence, create computational devices with perceptual abilities. And that's just at a quick glance. I just thank you so much for bringing light to this. Go ahead.
Yes, yes, but it is a computer, but it's based on individuals. They need individuals in order. The computer is nothing without you. That's why they're going into your mind and your brain, because they're trying to create the perfect robotic brain. They want it more. They want it humanized. So if for example, with me, that's why they're constantly in our minds, in our thoughts. They want to know everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the computer is constantly recording everything that you do, the way you think, and sometimes they may not be in a room. The computer is mimicking you, and the computer is mimicking them, making you upset, making you angry, and the voices, a lot of the voices in the room are cloned by its artificial intelligence to get a response out of you. It's deep voice software, algorithms, a process of a set of rules to be followed, and calculations. The computer is so precise, and it's mimicking you. It causes you pain in order to get you to do what it wants you to do. And then, your perps come in, and they do their thing to control the computer, and the computer reacts to them as well.
Okay,
called,
Desi, we are at the bottom of the hour
technology.
for station identification. We'll be right back, and thank you so much. And thank you, folks, for listening.
You are tuned in to the Republic Broadcasting Network. Visit our website by going to republicbroadcasting.org.
Hey, honey, I'm home. I grabbed the newspaper on the way home. Look at all the news today.
The newspaper? Don't you know that all you're going to get in the newspaper is propaganda, twisted news, and false information?
Honey, this is a national newspaper. It has to be true.
Ha! For some reason, a majority of the population believe anything the mainstream media tells them. The newspaper does not give out the important attention on what's happening to this country and news that affects our daily lives. Say, does that newspaper mention anything about the North American Union?
No, not that I can see.
I didn't think so. You need to go to www.newswithviews.com, where truth is more important than political correctness. That's www.newswithviews.com. Hey, don't throw that away. We can use that in the birdcage.
Okay, move over. Let me start reading newswithviews.com.
The truth? Read all about it at newswithviews.com. Newswithviews.com, where reality shatters illusion.
The reviews for Extendivite are amazing. Here are some from Amazon. September 2018. Extendivite works in keeping my blood pressure in the normal range. I've been using Extendivite for many years now. May 2018. Great product. I use regularly and I rarely get sick. March 2018. This product has relieved what appeared to be angina pain in my chest and shortness of breath after climbing stairs. I'm quite happy about it. February 2018. My husband, son, and I have been using this product for a few months now, and we have noticed an improvement in our joints and blood pressure. Tell us your story. Get Extendivite today. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
What would you say if I told you we have a new tool that will increase production and lower maintenance costs for your meat processing company? And it would pay for itself in just 6 weeks.
When pigs fly!
The new Ease Off Model Easy 4 replaces old spring-style carcass droppers and is faster, safer, and more reliable. The Ease Off lowers or lifts 1,000 pounds to or from your rail automatically using our remote control.
Sounds expensive. Can I afford it?
Can you afford not to try the Ease Off? It installs fast with just 3 bolts in place of your current dropper. The effortless operation will reduce fatigue and injuries, speed up your line, eliminate downtime, and increase profit.
How can I order my Ease Off?
Go to easeoff.com, EAZEOFF.com, and hurry, because we are offering $200 off on the new Easy 4 for a limited time. Easeoff.com. We make pigs fly. Cows, too. Ease Off LLC, Summersville, Missouri, 417-932-6419.
Good evening from Boston, Massachusetts. My name is Frank Allen. Tonight, Desi Ellis from Louisiana tells her targeted story on the Republic Broadcasting Network. Tomorrow night, Mike Mason and Luda Osias. And we'll see them then. Call into the show live and ask a question and get involved at 800-313-9443 or listen at 605-313-0163. Okay, back to Desi.
Yeah. Again, it's Blue Eye Technology, Human Monitoring. Right. And I was targeted in Jacksonville, Florida. That's people there put me in the mind game, mind control. Another name I'd like to mention is Crazy Tech with a K. It's K as in Kilo, R as in Robert, A as in Alpha, Z as in Zebra, Y as in Yankee, Tech. It's a brain-computer interface. And it's also associated with the Blue Brain technology. And as I was mentioning, they're using our brains, our minds, our reactions to create a human brain. It's 100. They want to create 100 billion neurons. It is planned to be completed by 2023. If successful, it would be the first virtual brain of the world. And they're using targeted individuals to create this. They speak with each other. They speak with one another. They put their data together, and as I mentioned, they use us, and they're using us to create it. You know, that's why we're being harassed, and they're using the skull the voice to skull, and that's what I'm going through now, I believe, when they're trying to make me speak. They also use the microwave harassment. And as I mentioned, the voice to skull technology is common when someone is being attacked by them as well. That's to get you to respond and react. The direct energy weapons, the electromagnetic radiation microwave hearing skull. And they're doing all this via a computer. I like to call it organized stalking electronic harassment. It's I don't know. It's hard for you to explain to someone who's not going through it. Synthetic telepathy is also a part of it. Direct energy harassment. Silent weapons they use. And I did mention the microwave radiation as well.
Since you're very new to this, there are quite a few documents on targetedmassachusetts.org and targetedjustice.com. Those are two good sources for documentation on what is actually going on. There's one called Synthetic Telepathy, The Early Mind Wars. That's a very good document for somebody to really dig in, start from the beginning. Go ahead. I just wanted to slip something in there.
Yes. Did we get any calls? Anybody?
Not yet. I'll let you know. We've had a couple. Richard's here. If he's got anything to say, I'm sure he'll hop in. Richard?
Yes, sir, I will. I just wanted to say that they're definitely working on many, many things, and apparently this is one, but they're researching and experimenting stem cells and the human brain in many different ways, and DNA and cloning and all of these things that they are trying to, perfect or establish in our world, and they are doing it to TIs. I just try to continue bringing forward the fact and letting the people know that all of this simply can't be done without physical contact. They can't just mash a button and put you into these things without having something from you and giving things to you, drugs, chemicals, tampering with your thoughts and feelings, and there's many ways to do that. Coming and going from your home. Most TIs are aware of this, some are not, but I simply would like to say that everything we find out today that may not be true or we may not be able to prove today, we will find out it would be true tomorrow. And some of the things we find out to be true today may not be true tomorrow. So we have to keep an open mind and research and dig through the whole pile and see what we can come up with. And we do appreciate your story. That's incredible.
Yeah. Thank you. And organized stalking and electronic harassment, it's about hacking as well. And our cell phones play a great part in it. The ear fobs play a great part in it. Like if you have kids and they're going to sleep with the ear fobs on, you might want to have, tell them to have time out, because they can hypnotize in the background certain things to put you in those rooms. There are a lot of the harassment involves electronics. The perpetrators, they also can access security, and you probably already know this, the security alarms, the cameras, air conditions in the workplace. They keep it really cold to keep you, to throw you off, to keep you, they say, from going to sleep, but they want you uncomfortable so that they can basically line you up. If you notice, in a lot of the businesses, they have 2 monitors now on the desk, and they're huge monitors. And I believe that that's how they connect you to their frame. And like he was mentioning about the stems, their brain stems as well, that they can micro and nano type chips that they can put into you to keep you connected to them. Basically, anything that has motor or electronics, they can program their computer to you as well.
Well, it also coincides very closely to something that Frank was talking about a while back, and that is the blood-brain barrier, and how to penetrate this barrier and the way they went about penetrating it and developing a relationship of sorts with your conscious and subconscious to split the two and develop a relationship with your subconscious that you simply didn't know about. You're not aware that someone is a part of your subconscious, and your subconscious is keeping that from your conscious knowledge that it's going on, the blood-brain barrier, and you're saying blue brain technology. Okay, well, I'll have to research that. That's great. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much for shedding light on that. It's something new to me, and it started out as something being used to monitor employees, and it turned into something terrible. Like anything else, they reverse engineer it and turn it around against you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, actually, it started out being something to assist, like I mentioned, the blue eye technology, human monitoring. It started out. Healthcare is involved as well, from the highest to the most popular one to the lowest. It started out, the blue eye technology, human monitoring, started out as a detector of diseases, heart disease, lung disease, able to monitor the body because you can see the body. It's just like, what do you call that when you go into, when you're, I can't think of it, you go into, you go into this, your whole body has to go in and be x-rayed. I forgot what you call it. Well, the way this blue eye technology set up is, it can see, once you connect it, it can see your entire body from head to toe. It was not designed to spy on us. It was not designed to do what they're doing. Like you said, Frank, they turn it on us. It was designed to detect diseases. The bionic eye was designed to detect glaucoma, and they made it out of a network like the Google Smart Lens. Also, there's a goggle connected that can be connected to the Blue Eyes technology, human monitoring. They've actually made a game out of it. You can look up some of the gaming, the virtual gaming. They can connect to us. And like we were talking today, Frank, people actually, not just one person, it's an arena of people watching you, doing certain things to you, making you uncomfortable, playing with you, and making sport of you. But they do need you in order to create this brain that they're trying to do together. As I was mentioning, the Blue Eye technology, human monitoring. It has a goggle. It's called a 1, and it's P is in Papa, I is in India, E is in Echo, Z is in Zebra, O is in Oscar, E as in Echo, L is in Lima, E is in Echo, C is in Charlie, T is in Tango, R is in Robert, I is in India, C is in Charlie, sensor. One piezoelectric sensor. It's a prototype. It looks like goggles, and it's like for virtual reality. Where they actually can see inside our bodies and our minds. It has gotten so advanced since the 30s with the MK Ultra project, where they actually had to drug you with LSD and hallucinating drugs in order to figure out what the mind. Now they can actually go in your mind, your eyes. They can see your entire body. And like I said, if you start reading about Microsoft eye gaze, look up Gleason, the Saints football player that was a paraplegic. And if you ever can pull something up on YouTube about how he's communicating, you're going to know that he's not just looking at words to communicate. They're actually reading his mind like they're doing us. But he is unable to speak, so that's why, everybody, they're buying his eyes is gazing on certain words. No, they're reading his mind, and he's able to communicate via artificial communication, a voice.
Okay, that's
and that
very
right there proves, that in itself proves that we're right. Once you look up Gleason, and if you can pull him up on YouTube communicating, that's our proof right there that they're reading minds and messing with our minds. Because he's a paraplegic. He's unable to speak. He's unable to move. He's in a wheelchair. And really and truly, like you said, it wasn't designed to do what they're doing. It was designed to help people like Gleason, people with glaucoma. It was not designed to build a brain and hurt other people. They didn't get informed consent from us. They just did it, drafted us. And because either one, we're outspoken about a certain situation, we're outspoken on a job, we're outspoken with the government, we were either whistleblowers, and they chose, and we're isolated from family and friends, and they're choosing to hurt us. And it's so wrong because there's so many people that would volunteer for science. You don't have to draft anyone. They're hurting the homeless, they're hurting the elderly, and they're hurting people like us.
Okay.
Well, the main point of the whole thing for me is that experimentation sometimes is painful, and the price that has to be paid for knowledge is high, but all of this is immoral, illegal, unethical, and against my favorite thing, as Frank says, the Constitution of the United States and what this country stands for. It's not right for them to be doing these things to people in any other country. But here in our homeland, the land of the free, the home of the brave, to do this behind people's backs using drugs, chemicals, hypnosis, mind control, covertly, and even to the point of wiping the memory they have of the experience out of their minds, using the brain algorithms to do so, and putting them to sleep, depriving their bodies and homes and families of each other, and coming up with all those smoke screen and mirrors.
Okay, Richard, we have to go to commercial. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you so much, guys.
Did you know that you can be tracked and traced when you're online? With identity theft and cybercrimes on the rise, your passwords, your identity, and even your physical location can be revealed to complete strangers. Would you like to surf the internet anonymously and not have to worry about these threats? Well, now you can by visiting patriotinternet.com. For about $2 per month, patriotinternet.com will conceal your IP address and your physical location, allowing you to browse the web, send emails, and instant message anonymously. patriotinternet.com will bypass filters, block sites, and keyword blocking. You can also bypass logging by your router and your ISP. With patriotinternet.com, there is no software to install and uses 128-bit encryption for your protection. When using wireless hotspots, patriotinternet.com shields your information from identity thieves and is compatible with Windows, Mac, and Linux. Protect your identity and your freedom with anonymous internet access from patriotinternet.com. Visit patriotinternet.com today.
Homeowners, if your lender has gone out of business or sold your transaction to another lender or servicer, you may be the victim of a wrongful foreclosure, resulting in the loss of your home. If you've already lost your home, are in foreclosure, or even in good standing, you can challenge the mortgage transaction's illegal issue, and your property can be restored to you, and your foreclosure can be stopped or reversed, and the mortgage transaction declared unenforceable. State laws, U.S. title codes, the Uniform Commercial Codes, and U.S. Supreme Court rulings have upheld that defective mortgage documentations can reverse or stop foreclosures and enforce property title claims in favor of the homeowner. We are having successes in stopping the process of foreclosure, the enforcement of the foreclosure judgments, the sale of property, and evictions after the sale. We are not attorneys, and we don't give legal advice. We are a professional team of legal researchers, providing forensic mortgage audits and expert witnesses. We have the knowledge to produce the evidence and enforce laws regarding your legal issues. We've been in business for 12 years without a complaint. Consultations are free, and we provide a free title search to confirm if your mortgage has legal defects. Please call 855-253-3748. 855, keep it today.
It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. We here at RBN are working with Front Sight Firearms Training Institute to bring our audience the best in combat, tactical, and defensive firearms training. Whether you're a private citizen who is new to firearms, or you have a concealed weapon permit and want a level of training that surpasses what you've received from your local gun range, Front Sight provides priceless education and skills taught by seasoned law enforcement, military, and private citizen instructors to levels that far exceed law enforcement and military standard. With nearly 1 million responsible citizens trained from every town, city, and state from across the United States, Front Sight has bolstered the Patriot movement to a whole new level. Contact Dan Sutterfield by phone at 573-762-2356 or 573-465-2356, or shoot him an email at domedan, DOMEDAN, at hotmail.com. This is a limited time opportunity. Don't miss it.
Good evening from Boston, Massachusetts. We are heading very fast to the top of the hour, and what I'd like to do is have closing comments from Desi and from Richard. Go ahead, Desi.
Yes, I want to thank you for allowing me an opportunity to share this with everyone. And I agree with Richard. This is America, and I am a lesbian. I'm not a Jehovah's Witness. I never asked to be changed. If God gives me free will, it's between me and my God. And no one in America has the right to try to force me to be what they want me to be, because my will was given to me from God, and God did not dictate to me what to do with the life that he gave me. And America, the government, my company, the perps, they have no right to dictate to me either. And I was on one of our conference calls, and this lady was crying, and she mentioned, I think she was deaf. No, she wasn't deaf. She was deaf. Something was wrong, but her child. She mentioned that she had a child that was targeted, and that broke my heart, because no one has a right to do anything like this to me, let alone a child.
Thank you.
Anybody else in America. It's just not right.
Thank you so much, Desi. Richard, closing comments.
Well, I was going into the commercial there. I apologize for that. But the thing about this country is it's meant not for the majority and not for the minority. It's meant for each and every individual in this country. And all the treatment of all these TIs for all these years is just way, way out of the line. We're going to have to draw that line, and we're going to have to show them what lines not to step across and maybe even the consequences for doing so. And that's up to us as Americans and patriots. And, well, it's time. We're running out of time. America, open your eyes, pray to the Lord above, and lace up your boots, make some noise.
Hey, thank you so much. And Desi, thank you once again for shedding light on a new device that's being used
You're welcome.
against us. And I'm sure that you'll be back again. And I'd like to thank everyone, and I'd like to say good night from Boston, Massachusetts. My name is Frank Allen.
Is the Second Amendment your line in the sand? Is the United States Constitution important to you? Are you worried about gun confiscation? You need to join us for free at gunconfiscation.com. At gunconfiscation.com, you will meet like-minded patriots, get the latest Second Amendment news, and find anything you need to prepare for gun confiscation. Visit gunconfiscation.com today. That's gunconfiscation.com. Which side are you on?
This is RBN, the Republic Broadcasting Network.